Hello, everyone. So I watched the speech, The Art of Asking by Amanda Palmer. In the speech, Amanda, who is a musician, chronicles coming from nothing and no success as a musician and kind of her journey to more success. And essentially, this journey was completed through connecting with her fans in a real way instead of just being kind of this artist who is untouchable, etc. So let's talk about her ethos. Character. Nearly her entire speech kind of embodied her character. She told many stories of her sleeping on people's couches and her really humble beginnings and not even essentially having enough money to live. And she didn't just focus on her successes, she also focused on her failures. She had a real transparency about her, so instead of saying, hey, I accomplished this and that and the other thing, and I didn't need any help from anyone, she really focused on how much help she needed, and that kind of centers around the art of asking for the fans' help and things like that. So she really embodied that character and that trustworthiness within that. Let's talk about her competence. She talked about how she used to work as a human statue. So in the beginning of her career, in fact, before her actual music career started, she used to be a human statue, which are the people, if you're not familiar, who stand on the street and pretend to be a statue. And she really had a lot of positive and negative experiences with that. She talks about people yelling at her, telling her to get a job, etc. And then she kind of talked a little bit later about going against the grain with her music label and really trusting her instincts, and it really paid off for her. So she really developed a lot of knowledge on the subject. You really believe she's actually been through it. She knows what she's talking about. So that lends to her overall trustworthiness. Caring. She seemed overall kind. And a lot of these stories that she talked about weren't just about the asking. A lot of them centered around her connecting with fans and her really caring about the fans. And even early on in the speech and in her career, when she talks about being the human statue, she said one of her favorite parts was the moments when she would really have a prolonged eye contact with somebody and really, even though they weren't talking, really feel a connection with that person and really tend to see that person for who they were and what they were going through in that moment. So she projected an overall sense of just being a very caring person. And even with the asking and things like that, she tried to further other musicians' careers as well and help them out as much as she could. So she just overall was a very caring seeming person. Charisma. So she started off the speech without saying a word and got up on this crate and stood there like a human statue for a few seconds. So it really drew you in right away because you were like, what is this girl doing? What is this speech about? And then she went on to explain all the background with it. She stayed up there for a while too, which was like she's doing this speech on this milk crate. So, energetic. She wasn't overly energetic, but she wasn't dry. So she really kind of kept that charisma and energy at a pretty good level. She felt like she really used tone and inflection and pauses effectively during the speech, which takes some practice, as you can tell. So overall, I felt like I actually really enjoyed the speech. She definitely projected a good ethos per se, and she really embodied the speech that she was talking about and the subject matter that she was talking about. Thank you.